Hey everybody, this is KP from KP Hobbies, and today we're going to be doing a little burn video on the Campingmoon Solo-202 and the Solo-303. We have the large and the small version. I'm going to see if I can get these lit right now, and then we'll go ahead and go over some details of the larger version. I do have details of the smaller version on a previous video. You can go ahead and check that out. I can post a link to that below. So we're just going to try to use this butane lighter right here and see if I can get this lit. Some pretty dry firewood that I have. I don't think it's going to take much to get it lit up. So the fire mesh on these pits are going to be a 18-8 or a 304 stainless steel weave mesh. I'm not 100% sure on the density of this mesh. I am in contact with Campingmoon, and they're going to try to send me some more specifications about the actual density of this specific fire mesh. But what they're saying is it's a little bit tighter than some of their competitors' weaves on their mesh, and it's going to allow less ash to fall through the actual fire pit while still giving an adequate amount of airflow. So as you can see, they light up fairly easily, and with pretty much, if you have some decent firewood, it's going to be fairly easy to light up. So as far as specs on the larger fire pit, it's a 16 and a half by 16 and a half by 12-inch tall. The storage bag is 16.3 inches long by 12.8 inches wide, and it's an inch thick. The total weight of the larger fire pit is 3.4 pounds, so not much heavier than the Solo-202. The Solo-202 was only 2.1 pounds. And on that Solo-202, you're looking at, when it's in use, 12.8 inches by 12.4 inches by 11.2 inches high. So either one of these fire pits, I think, would be a good option. Neither one of them are that heavy. They both pack down into a small form factor, and I think that they would be great for camping. I think they would be great for cooking, and I would definitely recommend something like this for a person that is a little bit leery on trying to build another existing fire pit in a campsite, or trying to use one that's dirty. This allows you to have a fire pit in a campsite that necessarily doesn't already have one. You're not having to collect a bunch of stones, a bunch of rocks. You're not having to dig a pit. You're not having to clear a bunch of stuff. You're not really having to change the landscape of that area much in order to be able to have a fire. And when you're done having the fire, you can go ahead and pack this up, clean up everything, and it's like you weren't even there. So I like the whole idea of leaving no trace. Now we have the kindling going fairly well. I can go ahead and throw the cooking trivets over onto the top of both of them, which would allow you to put any sort of pot or pan on top of either one of these fire pits. I think that it's an awesome option. I do have another grill that was just laying around in my backyard that fits perfectly on top of the smaller one. I do believe I have a grill that also fits over top of the larger one. I do have some potential recommendations and modifications that I have already done for both of these fire pits. I'm not going to show them quite yet. I'm going to keep them a little bit of a secret until I get this video out and potentially contact Campingmoon and let them know about what modifications I have that really set this pit to a whole nother level. One thing that I did do, the smaller pit just has a roofing tile underneath it, the one on the left-hand side. This one on the right-hand side, I did go ahead on Amazon and buy one of these little fire retardant shields for the ground underneath here. I mean, that's really going to save you as far as if you're potentially having some sort of dry grass or any other thing that you may be worried about singeing. So when you have something like this underneath your fire pit, you're really going to be able to save the ground underneath it. And it leads back to that whole no trace thing that we're really all looking for when we're camping. At least I am. I want to be able to come out. I want to be able to have a nice fire. I want to be able to enjoy myself. I want to be able to potentially cook something over it. And when I'm done, I want to be able to clean it up and leave my area wherever I am just as pristine as it was when I got there, if not better, for the next person. And that's where I think one of these fire pits will really shine. So you can put this down, and in the video before I did let you know that these are I believe 5mm thick stainless steel rod everywhere on these fire pits. All the edges are finished very nicely. There's no sharp pieces on this pit at all, either one of them. So you either have the little brother or the big brother, the little sister, the big sister, whatever you want to call it. I think they're friends together, and I think they really look nice together. So I don't know, one or the other. I think they're both really nice pits. I can leave you to decide. I've already done 3 or 4 fires on this. I've cooked some shish kebabs. I'm going to do another cooking video very shortly with this. It's worked extremely well. I haven't had any issues with the mesh. This mesh seems very durable. I will go ahead and grab the other little just charcoal barbecue grill grate that I have for it. That way you can just get an idea of some of the things that you can do with it. Now, I would say be careful whenever you're having an outdoor fire. Make sure you have gloves on. I don't have them on yet. This fire is not too hot yet. Make sure if you are outside, if you are near your house, have a fire extinguisher nearby. Always practice, procedures of safe fire. Maybe have a water hose near you. Anytime you're not sure about your situations, it's always better to be safe than sorry. I'm going to go ahead and get you that grill grate real fast just so you can see the potentials that these have. So you have this. This is just a standard old grill grate that I had off of a barbecue that wasn't of any use to me anymore. I can place this right over top of my fire. Once I get some embers going, some coals, I'm going to be able to cook over this no problem. That's what I did the other night. I'm going to do another video on that soon with some cooking. I actually have tried charcoal in this one right here. Charcoal works great. Any kind of firewood works great. I would refrain from cooking anything that's too extremely greasy on there just because it's going to be a mess. Other than that, I enjoy both of these fire pits. They break down very nicely. I am definitely happy with both of them. Like I said, I have a couple little modifications that I have in store for both of these that I will be showing shortly. Just some ideas for you to use to just make something that's really great even better. So I'm going to go ahead and leave it off at that. This is KP with KP Hobbies, and until next time, thank you for watching.